I am back, even though it's only been a week. A couple of times, but I wasn't feeling all that well. So I got this stuff in my mouth right now. So it's a lemon type like substance. And March Madness was in full effect, at work, so I had to be there for that. Oh, but good news is my team is still in it. Shouts out to the Wolverines. Shouts out to the Wolverines. So anyway, I'm glad he's dead. I want you to seat this in your heads as the live goes and continues. I'm glad that this man is dead. Who am I talking about? Who the hell is We-On-Loc talking about? I will get to that in just one moment. Just one moment. I will get all of that just one moment. Coming to the live stream. And relax, have some popcorn, and chill the hell out. Just have some popcorn and just chill the hell out. Because I will tell you all in a few minutes what I meant by that. For those I'm streaming on both StreamYards. If I can get this doggone thing to cooperate. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the share button, the subscribe button. Let's see.
If you ain't talking money, I don't want to talk. Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack Boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like Jack Boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Tell them still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack Boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like Jack Boys, catch them slipping and slam them.
What state am I in? Nevada. All right. I woke up, came back a little bit later, came home. A former man named Robert Mueller just passed away a couple of days ago, or I should say a day ago, due to complications of his brain. Or I'll just break it on down. But before I do that, I just wanted to play a little short clip of Robert Mueller and what he has accomplished. Well, accomplished in Donald Trump's comments afterwards, which is truly ridiculous, if I can say so myself.
Former FBI Director Robert Mueller has died. Mueller's family said he passed away last night. Mueller was the second longest serving FBI director in history. He took over 1 week before the September 11th terrorist attacks and served for 12 years. Later, he was named special counsel in charge of investigating ties between Russia and Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Mueller ultimately found there was no criminal conspiracy between Russia and the campaign. Mueller's family told the New York Times Times last year that Mueller had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2021. He was 81 years old. Meantime, President Trump is weighing in on Mueller's death, saying, quote, "Good, I'm glad he's dead." The short social media post goes on to say Mueller can no longer hurt innocent people.
Sorry about that. Hold on a second. Trying to get my mic right. Been trying to get this mic back around for a day or so. And it chooses not to do so. Chooses not to. So this thing is going to be replaced. It's going to be replaced. Sorry about that.
Investigation. Among them, on to say Mueller can no longer hurt innocent people. Several key figures from Trump's 2016 campaign and inner circle faced various charges as a result of Mueller's Russian collusion investigation. Among them were Trump's 2016 campaign chairman Paul Manafort, his national security advisor Michael Flynn, and his lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen. It was Cohen who cooperated with New York investigators, revealing hush money payments to an adult film star that eventually led to the president being convicted of falsifying business records.
Okay. Where do we begin? Let me start up at the top here. Robert S. Mueller, III, 81, died, rebuilt FBI, and led Trump inquiry. He imposes the most significant overhaul of the FBI in its history. Later, after concluding the Russia had interfered in the 2016 election, he became a target for the president's anger. Crazy. Okay. Robert Mueller III, who led the FBI Federal and Bureau investigation for 12 consecutive years, brought politically exclusive indictments as a special counsel examining Russia's attack on I can't read that right. Let me start over. Exactly, the Russia attack on the 2016 presidential election, and then concluded that he could neither exert nor excuse President Trump of a crime, died on Friday. He was 81. His family confirmed the death and in a statement, but did not say where he died or specifically the cause. Last August, the family disclosed publicly that Mr. Mueller was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in the summer of 2021. The law confirmed Wilhelm, from which Mr. Mueller retired in 2022. He said he died on Friday night in Charlottesville, Virginia. Mr. Trump remains unforgivable for Mr. Mueller's boy, this cat's stupid. He remains unforgivable for Mr. Mueller's investigation, even though after Mr. Mueller's death. Typical. On learning of it on Saturday, the president posted on True Social, "Good, I'm glad he is dead. He can't hurt no innocent people." Innocence, meaning him. A button-down, low-jack, rock rib. What the hell? A button-down, lockjawed, rock rib examiner of a vanishing cast, the liberal Republican Mr. Mueller became the FBI director just weeks before the terrorist attack on September 11th. And the thing goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. What we know about Mr. Mueller so far is he was, I guess, the Republicans' favorite FBI guy. I guess until Trump came around. Blah, 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 blah. Don't know much about the man. All I can tell you is if you look in the New York Times, it tell you Mr. Mueller was born in 1944, perished just yesterday or days before in 2026. And apparently Trump, poor Trump. And you wonder why. And you wonder why most of his cabinets are leaving. Most of his cabinets are leaving for obvious reasons. You have another guy, which I already did a video on. If you can research that video, of another guy leaving or actually just resigning. I forgot what the brother's name was, but he had recently just resigned. Who died? A guy named Robert Mueller, 81 years old, was an FBI director for many years. And the next thing you know, man ends up dead through natural causes. Donald Trump rolls up and said, gave him the big middle finger. It's all about attention. It's all about attention with Donald Trump. If you don't know by now that Donald Trump needs this much attention, but if he would have never said anything about him, he probably would have gotten a better, respectable memorial. But since Donald Trump has his head up his keister all the time, it's just all about me. He has to lash out on social media. So I'm not. We're at this point in time. If we don't know who this cat is, then I don't even know what to tell you at this point. A lot of people believe that Donald Trump is the biggest thing since sliced bread. I mean, we can go through all the hyper particular details all day. What he's done, how he's done it, and the fact that he's still investigating. He's still investigated. If he were impeached today, the charges will still stick, along with multiple more charges. I'm talking about not just the 34 convictions. I'm talking about more charges on this guy. More charges. But let me continue with this. As it relates to Robert Mueller, he went on to impose the most significant sub scripture script not script scriptorial and cretorial charges. Sorry about the misread. Changes in the history of FBI, seeking to transform the Bureau into a 21st century intelligence service that could protect both national security and civil liberties. And its counterterrorism agents, were the first to blow the whistle on abuse at its secret prisons at the FBI's had established after 9/11 to detain, interrogate, and in some cases torture terrorism suspects. Ooh. But he may be the best. He may be best remembered for what he did after he left FBI when he was summoned to investigate a sitting president. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What guy? Robert Mueller. Did I not put it on the title? Oh, I didn't put it on the title. Next time I'll just put it on the title. Yes, to recap, Robert Mueller, just to recap, just a small recap. Robert Mueller passed away, I think a day ago or 2 days ago. Donald Trump left a nasty tweet, a very nasty tweet, a very unforgivable tweet because he knows his time is near, but I don't think he cares because he proclaims himself not to be Christian. And if you claim yourself not to be Christian, well, if you claim yourself not, I mean, I don't think, I know he hasn't mentioned God not one time. Maybe he's mentioned God when the cameras are off. Maybe. What type of percentage I would put on it? I probably would put like a 5%. I probably would put 5% on it. But anyway, this is the same guy that does not believe in God. That you just puts the Bible and puts it back and flips it and puts it upside down. He did that his last term. Like I said, he left a nasty tweet to Mr. Mueller, who passed away. People loved him, people didn't. Donald Trump, President of the United States, you would think that a president would have some type of decency, would practice some type of decency, some type of, whatever what it is. But I had spoke to a guy the other day at my job, and he said something very interesting. He had stated that Trump is who he is, right? But he also, if you treat a guy fair, this is how he operates. If you treat a guy fair, a guy will treat you with the same respect. But if you treat him something different, he will treat you the exact same way. And I often argue to the guy, I said, I understand the respect aspect of it, but you're at a higher chair. You're at a higher level than everyone else. While you're looking down at people, people are looking up at you, and they expect something from you. They expect you to act accordingly. Even when you're getting your ass kicked publicly, verbally, even though you're getting, told you're not a president, blah 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 blah. Most presidents would either accept it and ignore it and go about their business. President is not preacher. President are not preachers. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying that they're at a higher. To me, a president has always been in a high chair and not respected by all, but people are gonna talk shit about him, and they're just gonna just like George Bush. I seen George Bush do it. I seen George Bush just wave and just, or he was just nod his head and was like, God bless you. Trump, nah, not him. Not him. He'll throw up a middle finger. He'll cuss you out. He'll say, get your ass out of here. And y'all remember them Trump rallies, right? If you ever been to a Trump rally, y'all remember how those Trump rallies operate. If you were not a Trump supporter, you were definitely in for it. You would definitely be in for it. Who was dead? Y'all just now coming in. Robert Mueller, former FBI director, he passed away. And of course, I'll just go ahead and play the clip again. I'll play the clip. Oh, Pam Bondi. I can't stand that. I cannot stand Pam Bondi. I'm sorry. I just can't stand certain people. I don't like her. I don't like her hair. I don't like the way she walked. I don't like the way she talked. I just don't like her features. I don't like her wrinkly face. I don't like certain. I just don't like white folks, especially when they lie. I just don't like it, and especially when they cut corners. They just don't tell the truth. I just don't like it. But I'll play that scumbag in a little. Ooh. Is that what I think that is? No, that couldn't be. No, that couldn't be.
I want y'all to understand that.
Oh, it is. That's new under Jasmine Crockett. But I'll play her in a little bit. But let me go back. Since people just now coming in.
Former FBI Director Robert Mueller has died. Mueller's family said he passed away last night. Mueller was the second longest serving FBI director in history. He took over 1 week before the September 11th terrorist attacks and served for 12 years. Later, he was named special counsel in charge of investigating ties between Russia and Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Mueller ultimately found there was no criminal conspiracy between Russia and the campaign. Mueller's family told the New York Times last year that Mueller had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2021. He was 81 years old. Meantime, President Trump is weighing in on Mueller's death, saying, quote, good, I'm glad he's dead. The short social media post goes on to say Mueller can no longer hurt innocent people. Several key figures from Trump's 2016 campaign and inner circle face various charges as a result of Mueller's Russian collusion investigation. Among them were Trump's 2016 campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, his national security advisor, Michael Flynn, and his lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen. It was Cohen who cooperated with New York investigators, revealing hush money payments to an adult film star that eventually led to the president being convicted of falsifying business records.
I wish I was racist. I wish I was. I'll have just as much money and just as much power and just as much resources as Trump would. I wish I would. I wish I was. But there's a distinct difference between being racist and prejudice. I am never prejudiced towards anyone. My people don't have that type of power. My people don't have that type of wealth. Hell, they can rarely scrape together $5 to keep afloat. Luckily, if you're in a relationship or you're married, 2 incomes, but people can't seem to get it. Well, I don't want to even go on that tangent. I don't even want to go on that tangent. Come on, dude, tell us about colorism. Why don't you, instead of opening your mouth online, why don't you come up to the panel? Here, I'll provide a gate for you. Since you want to run your mouth talking about I'm a racist, I'll provide that gateway for you. Give me just 1 second. Just because we're living in a different area, y'all gonna have amnesia and act and pretend what racism is. I'll tell you what racism is. Since you want to run your mouth. Probably a white woman, but I wouldn't know. Wouldn't know. Probably wouldn't know. Or some delusional black woman. Some of y'all black women are delusional. Not all. But some of these black women who follow white people around like that are very, very delusional people. Very delusional. But don't worry, I'll provide you a gateway. Hold on. Hold the phone. All right. And forgive me, I'm still trying to figure out Ustream. Still trying to figure out Ustream. How this stupid thing works. All right. Here it is. Go on there. I already put the link in the box. Let me see. Hold on a second. I already put the link in the box. Come on and join. And you have about exactly, I don't know. You have about exactly, I'll give you 5 minutes before I kick you. You have exactly 5 minutes before I kick you. People want to talk about racism these days as if it pertains to them. Everybody wants to ride black folks' gravy train. Oh, it happened to them. How come it don't include us? Because none of the things that happen to black people happen to you. If you read up on your history, yet Donald Trump is clearly showing you, hey, how you doing? Donald Trump is clearly showing you how much of a prejudiced prick that he really is. And he don't believe in no God. God will never say shit like what he just said. Are you fucking kidding me? A God-fearing Christian man, male or female of that matter, would never say anything like, I'm glad he's dead. I thought Christians were supposed to be these moral type like people. Things a bit crap out of you. Your beliefs are ridiculous. You're a professional victim and a weak man. Yeah, I know. Your mom told me. Yeah, your mom told me the same thing until let me not go there. A lot of these people are very delusional. A lot of these people are very, very delusional and very, very that's all I can look for is delusional right now. They believe that Donald Trump is going to give them something. That's their belief, that Donald Trump is definitely going to give them something. When truth be told, you're not going to get anything but chaos right now. He's already raised the deficit of $200 billion and is putting it in this fake war. Which is war. It's not even a war. It's just throwing haymakers at each other. We're just throwing bombs at each other. It's not even a real war. So he's the one that's costing you money. He's the one that's costing you this investigate, time, and he's wasting time and he's wasting money. Cut off your health care. Now your premiums are going to go skyrocket. And what about this gas everybody was bitching and moaning about? How's your gas prices looking so far? Under this investigation, how's that looking? Over here, I can tell you over here, it's up to about $5? But this ain't LA. LA is $5 to $6. And at one point, someone told me it was $8. And it rang true, unless you know how the owners are. You might get some jack of a owner or a supervisor who jacks up the prices, and it's like whatever. But the diesel, oh my God! If you have to drive trucks up the coast, I do feel sorry for you. But don't blame me. Blame Trump. Stop crying about temporary gas prices. Why would I cry about temporary gas prices? Gas prices don't affect me, dipshit. It affects everybody else. Why don't you tell that to everybody else? It doesn't affect me none. I got a bike. Not only do I have a car, but I have a bike. It affects people due to the fact that they have to drive up and down work every day. Damn, goddamn, y'all some dipshits. Y'all some damn delusional dipshits. Do y'all wake up in the morning like this? Do y'all wake up in the morning and say, this is a good day. This is a good day to beat Trump. You can't be this naive. You can't. You can't. Not in 2026. You cannot be this fucking naive. You cannot. I will not accept that. I will not accept anything less. You can't fix stupid. Of course you can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid from a person who proclaims to be a damn Christian, but likes to grape children and adult females. He likes to run around and parade like he owns America. Likes to change things. I wish I would love to waste some time about the NFL and now he wants to put his stamp on NCAA. whether it be football or basketball. He wants to put his little stamp on that. You're on the Democratic plantation. Now, I'm not a Democrat, I'm independent. But I call out stupid people how I call out stupid people. Democrat plantation. Do you know what a Democrat is? Do you even know what a Democrat does? Same thing as a Republican. It's the same shit. Same wings of the same damn fowl. But here's the thing. Here's the difference. Here's the difference now. I'm not saying then, I'm saying now. You have a person now who has exposed and continues to expose the Republican Party for what it is. And I'll tell you another thing. Donald Trump is not a Republican nor a Democrat. He is an opportunist. He is a capitalist. He capitalizes on who makes the most money and secretly grabs it for himself. It isn't necessary. It's necessary. I mean, you can change parties anytime you want. And this is what he does to gain access to capital. But y'all fools didn't even know that, did you? Some of you, not all. Black conservatives bowing down to... Ma'am, you know, I will always love your introduction as well as your company. So why don't you? I gotta do it. I gotta do it because I haven't heard from her in a week. I gotta do it. Hold on. I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link real quick. I love this woman's introduction. I love this woman's introduction. Let me see. Let me see. I wish there was an easier way to do this. I wish there was an easier way. Hold on. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but dang. But there's the link, Tanya. There's the link. She's gonna go off in a minute. But yeah, the Repubs is the best. Republicans are the best, if you say so. How much taxes did they give back to you? Or should I ask, how much taxes have they taken away from you thus far? How is the economy working out for you thus far? For all these Republicans who are in here, Republicans, supporters of Donald Trump, etc., etc. How is the economy working out for you, sir? It sucks for me, and it sucks for others, and it basically sucks for homeless people. But we don't want to go with that. We don't want to go with that. How is it working out for you thus far? Is it good to you? You don't get the tax cuts that allegedly he promised you. How's that working? Or how about that $2,000 that he promised you? How's that working out? Every day I open my mailbox and I'm still waiting on that $2,000. Still waiting. Oh, I guess most of that money is gone overseas. It's working good? Okay. If you say so. Delusions of grandeur, but hey, if you cool with it, I'm great. I'm green. Definitely green. Come on, Tanya. I'm waiting for my introduction. I should just cut, edit, and just every time I see her, that should just be my intro from here on in. But yep, former FBI director Robert Mueller. Obviously, not a good fan. Trump's not a good fan of. Basically, flip a guy that's no longer here on Earth. Flipped him the middle finger. Flipped him the middle finger, spit in his grave. What up, you wanna be? Whoopi Gold. Okay. All right. Y'all funny. Hey, Tanya, if you're still Tanya, are you still here? See, yes, that's the lovely thing about white people. It's a lovely thing. I would go in on you, especially would go in on your mama, but I do not do pork. So anyway, especially speaking of pork, what's up with this Bondi shit?
General?
Sure.
Earlier this month, a bipartisan group of lawmakers on the House Oversight Committee voted to subpoena you.
Go ahead, hit the link, Tanya.
Do you plan? Will you commit to complying with that subpoena and appearing for a closed door deposition?
I made it crystal clear. I will follow the law.
But
Next question. Next question.
Victim attorneys say that the release of Epstein, identifying Epstein victims, was one of the single most egregious violations of victim privacy in modern American history. You built your career on being a victim advocate.
Yeah.
Will you apologize to the victims? What do you have to say for that conduct?
Can you explain what you mean by identify? You mean victims' names that were released that shouldn't have been?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
also other
yeah. So under the Epstein Transparency Act, we had 30 days to redact and release under the law that was passed 3 million documents. If you stack those up, that's the height of the Eiffel Tower.
Yep.
No other administration, under the Biden administration, they released 0 documents. So we did our very best to comply with the law. And of course, we don't want any victim to be further victimized. And that's why we had 500.
She basically ignored what she was asking. It's like, will you apologize to the victims, or should I say to the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein? And yet she gives you this.
100 attorneys with the criminal division, with the national security division, with the FBI working around the clock to do the best we could. I think it was less than 1% error. Todd, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, that's right. We said from the beginning that any mistakes that were made, and there should be no mistakes. And so when you say lawyers have said something, that's not a fair question, and you know it. Because we took pains to protect victims. When when someone identified that there was a victim, we immediately pulled that document down, fixed it, and put it back up.
Did you apologize to the survivors of Epstein? Did you or did you not apologize to the survivors of Epstein? That's what the person asked you. They ain't asked you for all this little extra stuff. They asked you, did you apologize to the survivors? But yet, I don't see any hearts for them, especially in the chat. I don't see any heartfelt sentiments for them. I don't. I really don't. But, you know, there's a special place in hell for people like this. There's definitely a special place in hell for people like that. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, We-On-Loc Nation. I had to go to my computer, you know.
Hey, how you been?
Oh, I'm fine. I can't see it. Where should I go? Where should I see it?
That's me. Again, I gotta get used to this stupid ass restream shit.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't see it, so I'm just trying to see where you are.
No, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there in a second. Go ahead and give your introduction.
Okay, to all you stupid dipsticks out there, you are just the caregivers of masses nuts. You will always be the caregiver of masses nuts, no matter what you do, no matter what he says or how he says things. All you guys is doing is just begging for massa. That's all. Massa, I will do what you want. Massa, I will do anything you said. Tell me to do, Massa. That's it, and that's all. You know, I can't believe some of these dipsticks believe anything he says. You know, it's like a virus with these so-called conservatives. It's like it's a massive disease. That's what it is, and there's no cure for this massive disease. Okay, that's how it is. That is how it is, folks. And I'm telling the truth about it. Look, he's in a war. Your massa is in a war that we should not be involved in. We got high gas prices. It's $5 here for diesel in New Jersey, $3 in substance here in New Jersey. You know, all they doing is this battle for massa, and they will have his nuts forever. They're stuck. You know, it's like that's their future massa.
It's stuck in the teeth, huh? It's stuck in the teeth. Stuck in the teeth.
Yeah, they're stuck. Yeah, what, me?
It's stuck in the teeth, just like meat stuck in the teeth.
Oh, no. Yeah, you know, these massive dipsticks is just, you know, they can't help it, We-On-Loc Nation. They're in love with their masses so much. Yeah. They drinking the massa juice. Once that massa juice is in their system, it's over and done with them. Okay? Same with Fredo Green. Tanya. Same with everybody else that's in masses circle. Okay? That's all it is. You know, they're in love with their massa, and they will be in love with their massa for like ever. You know? Yeah. All I'm saying is this here. To all you so-called black conservatives, how you like your massa now? Your massa is getting us in a lot of trouble. He's going to send ICE to all these airports tomorrow. How you feel about your massa now doing that?
Wait.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Black conservatives.
What about the airports? What about that?
Huh?
You mentioned something about
Master Trump is going to send some ICE agents to every airport because of these long lines and stuff at the airports.
Really?
Yeah, the borders are homing. That's one of his bitches said that he was going to put ICE agents in every airport. We're going to be security. They'll be better than what you have at the airports, folks. So I should use all you.
TSA ain't enough. TSA agents ain't enough.
No, he's bringing in ICE. So
you're gonna have TSA agents and ICE. Okay.
Hey, black conservatives, where are you? You ain't got no balls to go up against your master. Oh no, you don't have the balls to go against your master. You're too tied up with them. Darn. Oh well, we're gonna have to get some fresh blood, but I'm not bowing down to Master or nobody else for that matter. You know, they're a lost cause, and you know, I don't know how long we're gonna be in this so-called war, but we're not in this war, but that's for Master Trump is in it for his own grandiosity. He wants to be, you know, he's an abomination. You know, he should have never been spawned in the first place. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, We-On-Loc Nation, honey.
Yes,
Thank you for having me up here. And I'd like to say before I go, in the famous words of Captain Murdoch of Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit. And you back to service is hell bent on caring for masses nuts. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. Say hello to Hammer Nation, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't put the hammer down. She done put the hammer down as usual. Damn. Juggling nuts. That's what most of these people are doing. Especially these Trump supporters. Why? I do have a question though. Why do you juggle Trump's nuts? Trump's old wrinkly peanuts. I was wondering, how does that make y'all feel as a human being? Especially when you're not a loyal supporter, especially those non-loyal supporters. Here's the difference. If you are a full-blown Trump supporter, you are willing to do any and everything and say anything just to kiss up to him, protect, whatever. Those who just support his ideology, support his, his policies or whatever, I can understand that. I can actually speak to you. But to these phone blown out, blown back meat Trump supporters, I can't do nothing for you. I can't. I don't think Parker can do it either. I don't think Parker can save you either. Parker no one can save you. Because of, just the glazing, just the constant glazing. And now I gotta go back to the whole Pam Bondi thing. I gotta go back to the Pam Bondi thing because, all these people, they just have to go. There has been no indictments of anyone. You come out with these files all super late. You don't cooperate with Congress. You don't cooperate with the House, period. You constantly keep breaking these constitutional laws, and it's to be expected because of the money aspect of it. The money that Trump wields because he does not see himself in prison. He does not fess up to his crimes. I don't even remember one time him saying, "I'm sorry." And once again, he's not a Christian. I'm going to tell you the truth. Donald John Trump is nothing but a poster boy for whiny little stuck up, snotty ass kids. He was a snotty ass little kid who had everything going his way through Fred Trump and his mama. And Fred Trump was prejudiced too. How do you think he inherited all that prejudice, all that hatred? But everybody and their mama who was a blown out Trump supporter would tell you, he has black friends. He gave money to these people. He ain't had no black friends. If he had black friends, let me ask you something. If he had a black friend, they would have been indicted by it. They would have been, not indicted. They would have been pardoned by now. Did he? Diddy was his friend. Where is he at right now? He dodging the dick in jail. He's dodging that dick in jail. If he was such a good friend, why ain't he bail him out of jail? Why ain't he pardon him? No, he's going to do the full 4 years. He's going to do the full 4 years. Could have been more. He's going to do the full 4. He's going to do the full 4. And, what about Martin Luther King III? What about Yeezy? What about all of this so-called white friends? Snoop Dogg? That's his best friend, right? Nelly, I'm sorry, I had to put you in there, Nelly. Sorry, I just had to put you in there until you can prove to me otherwise that he is not your friend, or maybe he just likes to give you a little. See, this is what Trump does. He likes to bribe people. He takes things from you, and then he bribes you with the money that he is taking. But as a president, he's no president to me. He's fake to me. He is fake. I asked Lauren, shouts out to Lauren. I got to get the full name. Shouts out to Mrs. Lauren, who was on earlier today. And I asked the question in the chat. I had made a statement. I said, I don't know for the life of me how Donald Trump became president in the first freaking place. And she had stated to me while live, when you have influencers, resources, your name could be on the ballot. So if he can do it, I should, you know what? I ought to run for president. I'll definitely run for president. Don't have no type of experience, don't have no type of policies, or I don't mention it. I don't even have that type of wealth. I don't have no wealth at all. I work a 9 to 5 just like everybody else. But I mean, I have ideas. I can put together some stuff. I can put together a significant amount of people who would agree with my ideas and put them into practice. I can do that. Trump did the exact same thing, and look where he's at right now. Not a politician. He hasn't been a mayor. He hasn't been a councilman. He hasn't been a senator. He hasn't been a congressman or anything like that. He just simply became president. Broker deals that went south, has gone south, owes a lot of money to people. People are still looking for him to this very day, and he's president of the United States. And again, I'll say again for the umpteenth time this morning, former FBI director, and oh, by the way, there has people who have resigned in this Trump administration. Many people have resigned, many people have quit, all due to this fake war. All due to many people getting killed out there in Iran because of, we all know why, this war got started. It wasn't just because, the Israelis, not the Israelis, but the true Jews, proclaimed true Jews, asked for the U.S. help, and Trump just up and said, yes, 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 I will do it, yes, yes, master, yes. It's not just that. He was given money. I believe he was given $6 million. I believe he was getting $6 million in cash. I believe he was given $6 million. $6 million means nothing to Israel. But you were given the money and you were given a task. And by God, your task is terrible. You don't even have a strategy. You don't even have any. type of enter and exit plan. And yet over 200 troops, American troops, have suffered at the hands of this regime and hands of your stupidity. And people want to come in my comment section and call me a racist? Oh, y'all funny. Y'all funny. Y'all funny style. Let's get back to what we were doing. Thank you, Tanya. I love me some Tanya.
Immediately. And so of course we don't ever want to do anything to re-victimize anybody that was victimized by the horrible crimes of Mr. Epstein. But we didn't to the extent that mistakes were made, and there were mistakes made because of the reasons the Attorney General just said. But when they were identified to us, we fixed them immediately.
And let me be clear on this case. This case has spanned multiple administrations. It started under Bush. It went to Obama. It went to Biden. We were the only, no documents were released, only under the Trump administration. And we released 3 million.
Whoa. Now she's blaming Bush? Did she just blame Bush? Hold on. It goes deeper than what we know. Oh, shit.
Answer questions. It's the evening. We came at their convenience. We gave them as much time as they wanted.
I didn't mean to go back
one
that far.
congresswoman screamed C-SPAN wasn't in there, so she didn't want to ask questions. Yet all day long they've been on social media saying they had all these questions. We sat there saying, anything you want to ask us, anything you want to ask us. And they screamed C-SPAN wasn't there, one of them, and then they stormed out of the meeting. So thank you all. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Wait, hold on.
I just want to make some comments.
Very best to protect their identities. And so we're proud of the work that we've done on this. Eiffel Tower used 500 attorneys working around the clock, have identified, either they self-identified or through their attorneys, 1,200 victims who we did our very, very best to protect their identities. And so we're proud of the work that we've done on this. Go ahead. Next question.
Democrats in the committee walked out. They called it a quote fake hearing. They said you were just trying to get around appearing for a deposition. Can you respond to this?
Sure. We were there to answer questions. It's the evening. We came at their convenience. We gave them as much time as they wanted. And one congresswoman screamed C-SPAN wasn't in there, so she didn't want to ask questions. Yet all day long they've been on social media saying they had all these questions.
Oh, she's preferring to Jasmine. She's preferring to Jasmine because she's right. You weren't going to answer any questions. You was going to run and hide like a coward that you are. But that's what these people are. These people are cowards. These people are Bondi, Christy Noel, all of them are cowards because they are getting paid a extended amount of money from Trump himself to be assured that he will not be indicted anytime soon. Boy, this James Tallarico thing better. Whew. Again, I really hate to say it, folks. I hate to say this, and I'm not a supporter of, but I think we do need to, if you want this to continue, if you want the reign of terror to continue from Trump, you will support James Tallarico. I'm just saying from a respectfully, in a respected standpoint, and I'm talking to my ladies too. I know we are all heavy supporters of Jasmine Crockett. We all are. We are heavy supporters of Jasmine Crockett, but this has gone nowhere. We know why she has been duped. Ain't nothing we can do about that right now. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We all know that they did this on purpose for the simple fact that she was too much in Congress. Way too much in Congress. There is no one like Jasmine Crockett in Congress. At least from my perspective, I don't know. But they knew what they were doing. And now that she's going to be out the door January 3rd, or what number that is, they can go back to being these self-righteous assholes that they are. But they can, but a person like Jasmine Crockett, you have to be controlled. But she won't let nobody control her. That's a real awesome thing. Real awesome thing to not be controlled by these puppeteers. Even though she has a job still to do in Congress, she will not allow herself to be controlled in any way. Will not allow you. That's why you witnessed months and months, about a year, almost a year, that when Jasmine's being poked at, well, of course, poke the bear right back with the blonde hair, bleach blonde look, well, you know, that thing. And then, of course, you know, people got on her because how loud she, you know, how supposedly, allegedly loud she is. She is loud for a justifyingly, she is loud for reasons that I dare say a Trump supporter who supports the policies and the ideologies of things, even they would have to admit that Jasmine Crockett is right about at least on some level. I'm not asking you to change your mind because your mind has already been made up. I'm asking you to look at this in a moral perspective. I'm asking you to look at this thing morally. Is this thing right here with this whole Pam Bondi bullshit, with this whole Epstein bullshit, is this moral? We should have been done with this months ago. Am I right or am I wrong? We should have been done with the Epstein shit months ago. But when we look at the files, we're looking at it, it's just indictments, indictments everywhere. And then you got the victims, or not victims, you got the survivors, and they are screaming to Congress, please help us. Tell our stories so the public, the world will know who was involved in the Jeffrey Epstein files. More than 3 million, it should have been 6. More than 3 million, and it should have been 6. This woman's fate. But people like to cover up the gray tape or the red tape. I get gray mixed with gray, meaning, you know, everybody's being bought off. Red, you see the blood, you see the tears, you see the sin, and people are screaming out for justice. That's why the you know, justice being just bought off by gray tape. It's like, we'll give you a couple of dollars so you can just keep your mouth shut. We'll give you a couple of dollars so you can just swing this way, say it that way, but don't go for the straight truth. Everything's a lie.
We sat there saying, anything you want to ask us, anything you want to ask us. And they screamed, C-SPAN wasn't there, one of them, and then they stormed out of the meeting. So thank you all. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Victims.
I just want to make some comments. We just walked out of what has been, quite frankly, a complete disrespect of the process of one of our members. And quite frankly, the American public should be outraged at what is happening right now. I want to just start by saying that we opened up what was supposed to be a briefing by asking the Attorney General, which I did multiple times, if she would commit to follow the subpoena that is in place that compels her to answer questions that's under oath, transcribed, and then made available to the American people. And she refused on multiple occasions to commit to following the subpoena that Chairman Comer actually just put out.
Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. No, these. I mean, if you look at the last meeting that they had, it didn't quite go as planned for on the Democratic side, because they knew full blown well, they just don't want to admit it. Like I said, only one person knew what the TikTok was, and that is these people are getting paid off. These people are getting paid off to sway this way, sway that way, but nothing straight and narrow. Nothing straight and narrow to the truth. Or they'll just do some reflection, some some gaslighting and stuff like that. But this was what these people would do. And there's nothing you can do to touch these people. Somebody would have been indicted already. Ain't that right, Cash Mattel? Somebody would have been indicted already. Ain't that right, Pam Bondi? Oh, but no. Ye the words of Donald Trump. My friends will get hurt. I thought your friend was Epstein. Oops. I thought your friend was, what was his name? Elon? How you doing, Elon? Your Tesla suck. Abraham Torre is coming out with better electric cars, even though I hate electric cars, period. Just don't like cyber cars. Just don't like them. Pretty soon they're going to be making cyber bikes. I can't wait for that one. But anyway.
I asked her repeatedly that question. Other members asked her that question, and she would not commit to it. It is outrageous. It's infuriating, and it continues this White House cover-up of the Epstein files. It's also clear to us that this is being staged as some kind of fake hearing. We're in the hearing room. We've all been given 3 minutes of time by the chairman to ask questions. There's no briefing. There was no actual opening statements by the Attorney General or the Deputy AG.
No oath.
There was no, of course, she's not under oath. And she...
Sorry if I caught this late. Some think that Epstein's still alive. Probably. I don't know if this is a conspiracy theory or not, but people know how to work technology at its finest. You go into a room, and in that room is a camera, and when the lights go out, all the cameras go out simultaneously, but that one. Oh, okay, all right, okay, cool, all right. Maybe he is alive, maybe he isn't. But if he is alive, they paid him, and they paid him off well. And there's more than just the island. He has multi real estate places. We're not surprised at this at all.
He would not commit to actually going under oath and following the law.
Yeah, sorry if I
And
talked
so
that late.
we have been frustrated the second this thing started. We did not get to ask any questions. This has been completely set up in a way that's been irresponsible. And quite frankly, we believe a way for the Attorney General to get out of her answering questions under oath and to the public, which we will not accept. And one of our members also was, quite frankly, attacked and insulted by the chairman, which is also not acceptable. So we're not going to take that anymore. We look forward to asking all of our questions of the Attorney General when she comes in a deposition, under oath, transcribed, and then made available to the American people. That's not what this is. And Congresswoman Lee?
I just want to say thank you to the ranking member because I think the Democrats of this committee have made clear from the very beginning that we are about transparency, accountability, and justice. What we witnessed today was absolutely a farce. From the very beginning, AG Bondi has been obstructing justice. She has perjured herself multiple times, and she has been withholding critical documents that would inform this investigation into a pedophile, into corruption, and possibly quite deeper, because we do not know who is all involved. Today, what their attempt was to push this under the rug, do something off the record that they would not have to be accountable for. So today, I did not direct my questions to AG Bondi because she already told us in the hearing that she would not come, or she could not commit to coming to our lawful subpoena in a deposition. So instead, I asked Chairman Comer if he would compel her to come to our deposition. If she did not come, would he force her to, or if he would move for contempt hearings as he did for other people who did not respond to our subpoena? Instead of answering as an adult, he said that I was bitching, which is, again, something that would not be allowed if we were operating under the rules of this committee, because engaging in personalities is actually something that we are not able to do. If C-SPAN and the public were there, I'd imagine that he would not act that way. Neither here nor there. We expected a...
Ma'am, real quick. Racism does not care for your feelings. Racism does not care what type of education you have. Racism does not care how good you look. Racism does not care more likely, certain ethnicities, like I would say some Hispanics, they'll let slide by for a bit. But when it comes to people like you and I, they could care less. They can care less about how much money you might have, which ain't much. Because all they get, the things that are in their business, in their communities, in their space, you have no access to. Because they have locks and froze you from your capital. I'll just put it that way. They have locked and boxed you. And now that Trump is in office, they can give two less of a damn about you now. So you going up there in front for the Democrats doesn't mean a damn thing to them. It don't mean anything to them. Because what they've been wanting to say all along, while they've been hiding in the closet out for so long, it's like bats. It's like vampires. It's like the sun is out, but once the sun is blocked or it goes down, the raid is there. Fresh meat. Now we can say and do anything we want under this regime. Donald Trump can do and say whatever he wants as long as the Supreme Court allows him to. I'll say it again. As long as the Supreme Court allows this man to. Yes, all this has to do with the Supreme Court. All of it. All of it. And they should be ashamed of themselves. I don't care if you took some money away from them due to the tariffs. All he's going to say is, okay, I'm just going to increase it. He's going to find some old broken law and command and demand that the tariffs will go up 15%, which we have to pay for. I ain't paying for shit. So yes, sis, I just let you know that they don't care much about your feelings now.
Bondi to be adversarial. We expected her to be confrontational, and we expected her to not offer us much information. But that's why I introduced impeachment articles, because she has already been obstructing justice. She has already weaponized the DOJ. She has already ended investigations into Trump and his allies. She has used this role essentially as one to help the president. She does not answer to the president. The DOJ does not have the right or the privilege of withholding information from an active investigation, ignoring the laws of our land, which the Epstein Transparency Act is, with our subpoena from last July is. And the oversight Dems will continue to press for accountability. We'll continue to press for justice for survivors while also keeping them centered in this. So at the end of the day, we are still here seeking answers for women, for girls, and for the American public who has demanded justice, who have demanded answers to this, and whether or not they will pretend that the documents that they've given us is enough, we already know that they have not complied, and we are asking other people to make sure that we do not let them off the hook right now. So we look forward to her on the record deposition with our committee in response to our lawful subpoena.
I'll say a few more things and I'm going to open up for questions.
I will say this. We don't know what thus far what Jasmine is going to do, but I am going to continue to promote this. I'm just going to need people to, if you live in the state of Texas, if you live in the city that she's in, possibly maybe, spread the word out. Spread the word out, and let's see where this goes. Because this would be a lot, anything would be better than what we have right now. And like I said, in order for the nightmare to stop, again, I hate to say it, and I hate to be the gloom and doom, but James Tellerico's going to have to be that guy for right now. And I know black people don't want to support James Tellerico. I don't want to support him either. I didn't do all this for James, even though, like I said, I don't have anything against James. But I voted for the person who should have been past the primary and should have been fighting for the general election. But apparently that didn't happen, all due to a bunch of BS, which none of us can do anything about that now. Hey, Barb, none of us can do anything about. We just don't. We can't do anything about it. Let me restart to refresh so my camera will go on, because I'm tired of looking jinky. I'm really tired of looking jinky. I just need new equipment. Just need new equipment. All right, let's see if this thing is. Oh, yay! Okay. Speaking of Jasmine Crockett, Jasmine has been on a tear lately. It's like her mood just like Okay, I got something for you. Okay. She let loose. But let's see what she says about this particular situation.
And with that, I want to turn this over to Representative Crockett, who of course is the vice chair for the committee.
Thanks so much. Listen, as y'all know, we're not supposed to come and tell you specifics of what's taking place inside, but let me tell you something that stands out to me. It's the credibility or lack thereof of this witness. This is a witness. If you are to read up on him, it may say on his resume that he basically was just kind of a corporate transactional attorney. But we know that this is a man who stood by Jeffrey Epstein after he became a convicted sex offender. Now, some may wonder, how is it that someone could still stand by? Like, how much was he getting paid to stay in this position? You ask these questions, and the one thing that rings true to me is that while I never met Jeffrey Epstein, it is clear that he was, he understood how to get.
I got something to say to that in a minute.
One thing that has become clear is he understood how to get that loyalty or that fealty to him. And as we sit here today, let me tell you that that loyalty and that fealty, it still exists even today in death as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein. While I can't give you specifics, I can tell you that he has been quite defensive of Jeffrey Epstein. Even in the face of real convictions, even in the face of real allegations, he still is very defensive of Jeffrey Epstein, almost as if he still doesn't believe Jeffrey Epstein to be who Jeffrey Epstein was. Now, mind you, that the vast majority of what any of us know actually as it relates to the Epstein files, the vast majority was actually coming from the estate. It was the DOJ that was dragging their feet. And so even after turning over these documents, he still sits there and seemingly is in a very defensive stance. I think that we have to ask ourselves, what is it that this guy still believes he needs to hide, even in this moment? I think that we also have to ask ourselves, who are we becoming as a nation? Because literally this man is dead. Now, the Republicans, they have their own political rationale, I guess. But this man is a lawyer who, as public records reveal, is standing to gain a lot of money in this particular estate. So I don't know that we will ever get the full truth out of him, because if for some reason people start going after this estate even more and trying to get the money, then there may not be money left for him to get paid what he's supposed to get paid.
Go ahead. Now, let me ask that question. They cheated Bernie out of the primary. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. They cheated Bernie out of the primary. If Jasmine announces now that she's getting all that energy / revenge for Bernie will never got restitution. Would never gotten restitution. Let me explain a couple of things to you, and go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. Let me explain a couple of things to you. Bernie, not saying that I don't have any love for Bernie, but old ass Bernie need to sit his old ass down. Old ass Bernie need to sit his old ass down. His time is up. His time is numbered. As a matter of fact, it's about high time for old, wrinkly, no disrespect, but your time is numbered. Here's why I'm going like this. You have failed the people one way or the other every time you or the people address certain things, address certain issues. You will have continued to collect money, you continue to collect votes, but you have not collected any promises who have pertained to any type of wealth and influence. None. None. We need to get younger. We need to get stronger. The youth need to take over. Name one president in the history of the United States of America who has kept his word, so to speak, when it came to power, wealth, and influence. Can you give me one good president? One president. No, but I am getting there. I understand that policies, politics, I was right. Policies and politics and politicians are full of shit. I understand that. Kennedy, we wouldn't know because Kennedy got popped. And I'm not saying fully because I know some history, not all, some history of Kennedy. And I don't want to speak on Kennedy because I need to know the full story, the full history of Kennedy. And I only know but very little other than he got popped. And there's always these conspiracy theories of who popped him. So, but yeah, I understand that politics and politicians are full of shit because they lead you to one thing: failure. All these promises, they just want to be elected. They want power. They just want to be elected. Trump, much different. He just wants the money. He doesn't care if he's popular or not. Trump does not give a shit if he's not in it for the popularity. He knows he's not popular. But for some odd reason, he has Obama in his mouth all the time. He fought against the military. What? Epstein Howard. I heard of the guy. Howard fought against the military and industrial complex. He warned us. He loves Barry. He loves him some Barry Soweto. He loves him some Barry Soweto, aka Barack Obama. He just loves him some. He got the Nobel Peace Prize. I didn't. So what? But now you're lashing out. I could care less what he says about Joe. Him and Joe are sleeping together. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a bang. Joe Biden ain't too far off from Donald Trump. The only difference is he hasn't committed all them felons. But back to Jasmine Crockett's situation. Jasmine, she is the Democratic Party. I'm just going to put that out there. She is the Democratic Party who would and will seek justice for the victims. But if you put her in any high position of power where she hasn't gotten there yet, I don't really consider Congress being a junior congressman. It's an accomplishment, yes. She has accomplished a lot, more so than you and I have ever accomplished in our lives. I could be wrong, but Jasmine Crockett has accomplished many threads. And being in the Senate House, that could get some white people scared. Are you glad he's dead? I don't know, Mr. I just had said his name. I don't know the guy. So how could I be glad he's dead? Did you not see the question marks? How can I be glad for somebody that I never knew or never knew about? How can I be glad he's dead? I'm going to cut you a break because you just came in late. He said allegedly. But see, this is the reason why we need to get the word out. This is the reason why we need to get the word out. I'm gonna try my due diligence. I got some time coming up this week. And we're gonna promote this thing heavy. And we're gonna promote this thing as long as we can. We got some time until late November, because late November she won't be speaking anymore. Allegedly. She is the Democrat. Yes, she is definitely the Democrat. And with her leading the charge, we could start a whole new cast of not younglings, but young and very smart and aspiring people who can see justice, who can seek justice for other people who have done wrong, have been done wrong. And of course can take their regular salaries. No extras in between. No extras coming from Trump, no extras coming from these yahoos, these what do I usually call them? I call them trick bags. Oh, Donald Trump's a trick bag. So, and he will never ever fight a woman. Oh, let me take that back. He will fight a younger woman. Oh, come on. Have y'all read the Epstein? I'm sure y'all read the Epstein files. I'm sure you read them. The only reason why he's getting away with this is because of immunity. That's the only reason why. The only reason why he is standing 10 toes down on what he is doing, given these temper tantrums. How I almost forgot. Now people are making these excuses. People are making these excuses for Trump due to his health reasons. People are making excuses due to his health reasons. How Donald Trump can act this way and can act that way. And I'm not going. But real quick, while I'm researching this is the reason, and I had to go back to Pam Bondi and her trifling ass just for a couple of seconds, or for a couple of minutes while I'm looking for this. And support the channel. Support. I think Jasmine Crockett will destroy Trump. Why do you think he had his party do a number on Jasmine while she was campaigning for Senate race? Why do you think Ken Paxton did the thing that he did to her? To Dallas. But again, people, I don't like it. I don't like it as much. I don't like it as much as the next woman, because 92% of y'all said that you weren't even going that route with James Tellerico. I understand it, but let me not get sidetracked. Let me play the clip on why. I'm gonna play the clip on why. What the hell is going on with this shit? Oh, never mind. I'm gonna play the clip on why Pam Bondi acted the way she acted. I'm just going to go ahead and play that clip real quick on the reason why she acted the way that she acted. And it's all because of this. Y'all remember this, right? And shouts out to Angry Man. I ain't got no issues with Angry Man. Other than him, I don't know. I don't got no issues with him.
And to be clear, I'm not going to ask any questions of this witness because this witness has revealed that she has no intentions of answering questions. But instead, I'm going to ask some very basic questions really quickly of my colleague, Becca Ballant, if she will answer right or wrong, raping children. Wrong. Right or wrong, killing random citizens. Definitely wrong. Right or wrong, enriching yourself as the sitting president of the United States. Definitely wrong. Okay, thank you, because I probably never would have got that with our witness. Our witness who somehow is a lawyer but does.
By the way, Angry Man, he's a Republican. He doesn't believe he's not a pro-black. He's not a pro-black. He's not for the black community. I already argued with them about this 3 years ago. He's made up in his mind that he's not for that. He's sort of like a capitalist. I can say that. I can safely say that he's sort of like a capitalist. But I mean, nevertheless, shouts out to Angry Man. Do what you do, brother.
Does not understand how it works with witnesses. I'm not really sure what law school she went to and what all kind of cases she tried. But typically when you come into a space and somebody's a witness, then they sit there and they answer questions instead of asking questions. And then we also have this objection that we use as lawyers called non-responsive when a witness fails to actually answer the question. But nevertheless, let me address the survivors, because that's exactly who they are. They are not victims, they are survivors. Let me say thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. We are currently the laughing stock of the world, partially because of the failed leadership within the DOJ, as we see kings and queens falling everywhere around the world. But we don't know the basics of right and wrong in this country, because it's not about partisanship. And that's why I applaud Thomas Massie, because he's the only person on the Republican side that has a backbone and knows how to stand up to corruption. But nevertheless, let me keep going. My Democratic colleagues have been attacked this entire committee hearing. They have been lied on. And frankly, the American people weren't looking for that. They were looking for answers about the corruption that they see coming from this administration. In the written testimony of this witness, of this particular witness, she stated that when she took office, she had two main goals. The first was to end the weaponization of justice, and second, to return the department to its core mission. Not only have you lied about both, you've intentionally done the exact opposite. You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting journalists than you are prosecuting pedophiles and creeps. In fact, your boss, the President of the United States, stated that this administration, quote, took the freedom of speech away. And at your direction, DOJ has arrested Don Lemon and Georgia Fort. And I might add that y'all actually had a judge that rejected y'all for trying to arrest Don Lemon before, just like the grand jury rejected y'all as it relates to Senator Kelly, just like a grand jury rejected y'all as it relates to Senator Slotkin, just like
they couldn't take her. Nobody could take Jasmine in Congress. Nobody. I don't see anybody doing it. That might be my bias, but I just don't see it. What is we with you? Oh, hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. There's just recapping on, this is an old video. We're just recapping on Jasmine Crockett and how she just basically buried Pam Bondi for like 86 seconds. You just basically buried her. And how Pam Bondi just basically came because she was subpoenaed, and she came. I don't know if they have that up or not. I don't know if they have that video up or not. But apparently, I guess they walked out because knowing her, she doesn't answer straight questions. I'm not talking about swaying this way or saying that thing. She does not answer, other than her Republican friends. She does not all of them. She does not answer straight questions, straight and narrow questions. And look at all these people with these indicted shirts on. Why is there adapted? Not indicted. Adapted. Sorry for the switch up there, but adapted shirts. These people have adapted shirts on. Interesting.
The case against Tish James was dismissed and the case against Mr. Comey was dismissed. I completely don't get how it is that you're sitting at the top of DOJ, because you don't seem to be good at your job. You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting these journalists. In fact, we know after Georgia Fort and Don Lemon were arrested, we know that there were homes of journalists that were raided. We know that threatened prosecution against students protesting your actions and forced tech companies to remove apps used to track ISIS activities. But let's circle back to you protecting pedophiles and creeps, because I want to talk about the president and his possible involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I don't know what the president might have done with Jeffrey Epstein, but unlike this administration, I believe that facts matter. So let's talk about the facts. Fact number one, Donald Trump is one of the most named people in the Epstein files. At least 5,000 files contains more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, or Mar-a-Lago. Fact number two, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump on multiple occasions. For example, according to this file, Ghislaine Maxwell presented a young girl to President Trump who spent more than 20 minutes apparently flirting with her. Here's another example. This shows notes from FBI investigators that describe Jeffrey Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, where he bragged to Trump that, quote, "This is a good one." Now, I'm not saying that the president is a pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles.
Now, we all had seen the lashing that she took, and of course, Pam just doesn't like to answer straight questions. The question was to one of the reporters. The question was this: were you going to apologize to the survivors of Epstein? She went all the way around it. All the way around is like, you look at the file, we don't want to get anybody in. We don't want to put people out there necessarily. That wasn't the question. Right, she can answer questions. That's why she getting her ass whooped. And this is why Supreme Court, this one's on you. Now, let me see. Shouts out to Laura Live. Shouts out to Mrs. Laura Live. She's been doing interviews forever. She's done stuff for ABC. She is a war veteran herself. So I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Laura Live, the lovely Mrs. Laura Live. Fair use.
This is Lauren Burke, and this is Lauren Live, and yeah, I'm off camera, but it doesn't matter. It is Sunday, March 22. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, and today's topic is Robert Mueller and Donald Trump, really. And this really is inherently who Donald Trump is, this Robert Mueller moment. Robert Mueller died on Friday. He died on Friday. His family announced it yesterday, right at the beginning of the day. And to no one's surprise, Donald Trump shows up with a comment. His comment, of course, is negative, but this is essentially who Donald Trump is. This really, to me, represents and reflects who Donald Trump really, truly is to his core. He is a person who is deeply wrapped up in the idea that he has to be the center of attention at all times, otherwise known as narcissism. It doesn't matter what's going on, he always tries to be the center of attention. That's really hard.
And she's right. She's only as right as she can be, because that's the only thing that Donald Trump does. Is anything that doesn't pay attention to him, it's not intentional. But I don't. All the people, including it's sad to say to my Nigerian fellows out there, how much you're being duped by Donald Trump when you stand front and center and you praise this man. And even though he's calling you a nigga to your face, you are still praising this man. It's quite a shame. It's quite a shame. The same thing with, I would say the same thing with Kanye. I would say the same thing with Kanye. I would say the same thing with anything else, anybody else. What is y'all arguing? What is y'all arguing about? I gotta see. What's Glenn talking about? Glenn. Has it taken fully functioning? What are y'all arguing about? What the hell are y'all arguing about anyway? Give me a sip rap of what y'all arguing about. I never said it was funny. Anybody that's used to try to be convicted. No. I could just throw out the obvious and just say, what if that was your daughter? If you had a daughter, if you had a son, because it was just not just about the young girls who were kidnapped and brought there, or were recruiting others, right? It wasn't just about that. He was recruiting boys too. For other than just the most demonizing stuff. Glenn, you have to admit this, how evil and how sickening this is. You have to admit this. You see the forest from the trees. You see what's happened underneath our noses. There are many influencers who follow the law. Not God's law. It's not God's law. We are living in the times where any and everything is acceptable. We're not living in God's laws right now. Because if we were, Trump would not be in the position that he's in right now. But everybody proclaims to be this so-called Christian, or everybody proclaims to have him be this so-called Christian, with knowing that he's not. Can I just up and say it? Can I just say it? These people hate God. These people hate God. And man is doing any and everything that he can to exclude God's will. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect at all. But I would never, ever do the things that Donald Trump has done in the past, present, and what's going on down the street. I would never do that. I would never say anything derogatory or sexual towards my child. I would never do that. I would never proclaim something and then turn around and say these key words. I'm glad this man is dead and I'm supposed to be a Christian. Glenn, make it make sense to yourself at least. At least. We're not asking for much. We're asking you to snap back into reality. We're just asking you to snap back into reality. I mean, we all know that you probably watched The Apprentice so many other times and had a little crack at it. And of course, he shows up in many different movies and TV shows. But the jig is up. And I want to thank Lauren Live. I want to thank Lauren Live for this. I want to thank Mrs. Lauren Live for doing an excellent job in covering these specific stories. I want to follow. As a matter of fact, go ahead and follow. Let me see if I can find her. Let me see if I can find her. Let me see, share. What is the sharing button? Copy, paste. Wait, I gotta look for it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Oh, I gotta look for another one. Go ahead and follow. Hold on. One second. Oh, another money pit going to waste. $35,000 for a damn drone gone to waste. $35,000 for a damn drone gone to waste. I didn't need to look at it. To see what they were talking about on CNN. All I had to do was just look at the actual the money that they set up there, and it $35,000 for a damn drone. Let me see. I want people to go to. I already put the link, and just go to her. Definitely go to her on her webpage and support her channel. Support her channel. All right, let's get into it. She gave us some lovely information today on Trump's alleged problem that he is suffering from. Lord knows what he's suffering from. But you know how they say, those who give out negative energy comes back on them tenfold. I might have to. Oh, here it is.
Which is where the frontotemporal dementia patient fills in the holes in their memory with lies that they make up, but that they 100% believe.
A critical component to mind control. Being made over to be clones of the person who's at the top of the pyramid. Interested in the subject because of my own cult involvement. I was recruited in 1974 into a front group of the Moonies.
Welcome back to another episode of Cults, Culture, and Coercion, where we expose the psychology behind extremist movements and destructive leaders, helping people make sense of the chaos happening in politics today. I'm your host, Dr. Steve Hassan. But before we dive in, please subscribe, like this video, and share it. Your support means so much to us to help out.
Definitely. Let's get to it.
I remember the first domino to fall was finding out that the So Rapture is fake. And for those of you who aren't familiar, the rapture is this theological idea that before Jesus returns, that number one is confabulation, which is where the frontotemporal dementia patient fills in the holes.
Okay.
Right, and
this is the part. This is the part where these two so-called experts. One is not a doctor, but he's not a doctor of Trump per se, but proclaims to know the diagnosis of what Donald Trump is going through. Let's check it out.
Referring to the health of the president, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I believe at this point, the president has frontotemporal dementia. He exhibits a couple of characteristic symptoms. Number one is confabulation, which is where the frontotemporal dementia patient fills in the holes in their memory with lies that they make up, but that they 100% believe. And so I did a video recently where Trump was being interviewed by Dan Bongino, who was formerly the deputy director of the FBI. And he's quit that job and gone back to podcasting where the real money is. And he was interviewing the president about Tina Peters in Colorado, who has been charged with state crimes because of her interference in the 2020 election, I believe, presidential election.
I think
Bongino asked Trump, "What's about Tina Peters?" Trump begins to, rant about Peters for 2 or 3 minutes, and literally everything he said about Peters was false. Everything. The reason that she's in jail, what she actually did at the polling location. He said that Peters has cancer. She does not have cancer. She's a cancer survivor. He went on for several minutes, and it was 100% false. And it's difficult to tell if he's just, the world's best BSer, or if he's, just forgetting completely. But no, this is what confabulation looks like. He can't remember all the details, but he's so naturally good at extemporaneous speaking that he fills it in.
Yeah. So let me just say, you're not diagnosing him. You're observing as a professional who's worked with elderly. This is what it looks like to you. So just to be clear for the people who are going to be sticklers saying, what right do you have? You haven't done all of the, scientific medical tests specifically on.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, he does act the way that he does simply because he is going through it. Especially with his hand looking quite bluish. And sometimes it's the way that he walks, but he has good doctors. And even the good doctors tell him something's wrong with you. But he believes he's fine. And the delusion comes in. We're fine. We're winning. We're winning this war. We're gonna go golfing afterwards, and then I gotta come back to Washington and do all this and do all that. Fuck Obama. Both hands now? Hey, I wouldn't be surprised both feet. Because usually it's supposed to be the feet go first before the hands. I might be wrong. Different strokes for different folks. I'm saying he will never admit he never admits anything. But the delusional grandeurs of all these other people, I guess it's just me. I guess they just hate me. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about politics. I know politics are bullshit. That's all I need to know. All your promises, all the lies, all the swaying back and forth. give us a little here, pinching pennies over there while you running off with all the minerals. While you're running off with all the things that are needed. And what about this healthcare situation? Did anybody veto the idea that the premiums are going to go up or have already gone up? And again, how are your gas prices? How's your gas? Shit, gas is what? Gas is almost $5 here. Now, let me explain further. When, let's just say you're a traveler, you're not coming into the inner city. You're still traveling and you're going outside of the city unless you're visiting people or whatever. But if you're going outside, if you're traveling outside of the city, you're going to see different gas prices. You're going to see something that are $5. You're going to see something that's going to be like $4.70, $4.83, $4.64. It all depends on where you go. But if you're traveling into the inner cities, farther into the inner cities, you might see something like $4.30 or $4.40, depending. And some of you have those discount cards. You can get discounts off of gas. Some if you've been saving up the way that you've been saving up. But the bottom line is people have to travel and they see these prices and it's like they have to make a decision. They have to make a decision. And people are bitching and moaning about me about that. I got a bike. Okay? I have a bike. And I want to use it. And I plan on using it. Yeah, I gotta fix this stroke. I gotta start editing. Sorry. You're Canadian? Oh, that's even better. You're Canadian? Does he still want to take over? Does he still want to take over Canada? Does he still want to take over Canada? This dude's crazy. He's crazy. He's freaking crazy. He's freaking crazy. And he wants to take over Mexico. What's the deal? What's the dealings with Greenland? Is he still doing that stuff? Where is he gonna get the money for all this? And then want to bitch and complain that people don't want to help. People are like this. The people from Germany, shouts out to the people of Germany because they specifically said, F you, this ain't our war. We're in the United States of America. We can do whatever we want. We don't need their help. Could you please help me? Could you help us? Could you help us? Could you help us? Could you help us? No, help yourself. World is changing big time. Yeah, this is the worst. This is the worst presidency ever. The worst economy, the worst, social media, but yet this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. And I don't know the full, if there's any intel. If there's any intel coming from Canada, please let me know. If there's any intel when it comes to this guy, please let me know. And just like the people here in the United States were marching to No Kings, y'all should do the same over there in Canada. Y'all should do the exact same thing over in Canada. But hopefully y'all ain't got no kiss asses in Canada. Hopefully y'all ain't got no kiss asses in Canada. We have a king here. Well, I hope that king says no, because there's too many kiss asses here in the United States. Too many to count. I can count on my hands how many people have kissed ass for Donald Trump for so long. This is just ridiculous. It's just totally ridiculous. Just cheerleaders for this month. We are still Commonwealth. Is it Commonwealth or Commonwealth? You guys are English Commonwealth? Or is it English Commonwealth? I know it has to be somewhere along those lines. English Commonwealth. So it's English Commonwealth. Commonwealth. Okay. Well, I heard it two different terms. But at some particular point, you're gonna have to remind your ambassador or however it goes how dangerous this son of a bitch is. I do not want him to put you in a situation where you are going to have to fight him. Hold on a second. Auntie, I'm gonna have to call you back. Come on, trying to get me. But we have our own country still. Our prime minister is on it, but I will stand up to Trump and MAGA. You ain't gonna have no choice but to stand up to Trump and MAGA, because as far as they're concerned, y'all just a bunch of yahoos and a bunch of Yankees, according to them. A bunch of niggas and spicks and poor white trash. That's what Donald Trump. That's what it means to Donald Trump. And he can care less about you. So just keep in mind. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, like, share, and subscribe. The only way this is ever going to work, the only way to get him impeached and indicted, hopefully, you gotta go for the other guy. Otherwise, it's going to be 3 more years of this, and I can't take another year. This is good content for me, but I'd rather do content on birds and bees. I'd rather do content on, I'd rather do content on video games, comic book heroes, comic book characters. I'd rather be doing that than having some guy tweet angrily as much as he wants to about a man that has served in the military. Donald Trump has not once served in the military. Not once served for his people in America, but he loves America so much. No, you love the capital that you gained or you stole it. Chunky. Canuts. We are connect. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. But let me give you a proper Vulcan. I don't know what the hell that is. He dodged the draft 5 or 6 times. Was that him or his father? I think that was his father that dodged the draft 5 or 6. No, it was his father that helped him dodge the draft. Donald Trump was supposed to be in the draft years ago. Old Fred. We don't have to go war to talk about. Never been in a war in his entire life. But gonna say F you to Mueller, who's served. It's your boy. That's your man. That's your man. That's your man. That's your man. Let's get back to Mrs. Laura.
To do when somebody dies, particularly somebody who is as noteworthy as Robert Mueller, because Robert Mueller was, of course, the former director of the FBI, who investigated several things, one of which, of course, was Donald Trump. He can't stand the fact that, of course, he was the subject of what was known as the Mueller investigation. And, of course, Donald Trump could not leave this moment of Robert Mueller's passing without saying something, right?
He was 81 years old. Former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani on with us today to discuss this. And Nima, you and I were going to talk about a completely different story today. And then we heard about Mueller's passing, and we decided to talk about what he's really known for to today's generation. For a lot of people, the Mueller investigation was their first exposure to how a special counsel even works. And then it really turned into this national daily drama at the time.
Yeah, and this man was a Marine, served his country in a very dangerous war. I mean, this guy is everything that Donald Trump isn't. I think that's the other thing, too, that is very annoying to Donald Trump. Good morning to We-On-Loc Nation. And you'll notice that with Barack Obama, people like Barack Obama and Donald Trump, he flips out. He flips out because he can never be these people. He just can't be them, and he can't be as popular as they are. So he's chosen to just be the guy that you pay attention to in these types of moments. I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Style thing. It depends on, of course, what the family wants. But Robert Mueller was such a prominent figure that it wouldn't surprise me that he gets the National Cathedral treatment at any rate.
Follow Lauren Live. Follow Lauren Live. I already put her link in the description. Follow Lauren.
So what does Donald Trump do in that moment? What does he do in that moment? The question becomes, really, he's not central to this, of course. This is really about the life of Robert Mueller. And part of Trump's game is to rob the attention away from anyone else in any given moment. You'll notice that when somebody else is getting attention, somebody else is getting accolades, somebody else is getting something.
No, I'm demonetized. Who told you I was monetized? No, they demonetized my ass, along with millions of others.
You saw the whole crazy show over Barack.
But if any of you are feeling generous, the cash, if you could Cash App or Venmo me, that'll be just fine. I need a bag of cookies. I want a bag of cookies. So $2-3 will be just fine. Cash App. Put my Cash App in the box, so I give me a bag of cookies. Give me a bag of cookies with some coffee. Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be straight.
Barack Obama, of course, won the Nobel Peace Prize, and now Donald Trump wants the Nobel Peace Prize. The guy is so incredibly toxic. Now, we've known that, but this to me is a particular window into his narcissism, because to me this really reveals who he really truly is as a person and what's really the focus, the cornerstone of it.
I was just on that. You know what? Let me cut to where I asked the actual question. Hold on. I want to cut to the part where I asked the actual question. Did he call it on? No. No, nope, I went too far. I went too goddamn far. Damn it, I went too fucking far. Yeah, because I was complaining. I was basically complaining. Oh, there we go. There we go. There it is.
Now, Trump is president in the first place.
Okay.
For the service in Vietnam alone. Okay, you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to do FBI or anything else. The service in.
But remember, my Cash App is right there in the bottom. Thank you, Lisa, for bag of cookies nowadays are like $2.19. I want a bag of grandma cookies and some coffee. A bag of grandma cookies and some coffee. So donate to my grandma cookies and my coffee. I want my coffee.
Vietnam alone is still huge. So anyway, to look at the chat. Yeah. So We-On-Loc Nation. I'm still I'm still at all on how Trump is president in the first place. Who did he pay off? You know what? It's funny about politics. It really does really reward people who take a risk. Once your name gets on that ballot, and there's two names on that ballot, I'm not going to say you have a 50-50 chance of winning, but anyone on the ballot can win. And unpredictable things happen all the time in elections. And here you had Donald Trump, who was a political novice and never, of course, served in politics, served in public office before.
There's nothing political about him. If Lauren was there, I'd tell it to her face. There's nothing political about this man. Nothing. No, bro. You don't have to get rid of them. Just get rid of these old heads. Just get rid of them. Let them retire because they collected a lot of money throughout the years. Collected a lot of money. They don't need no more. It's the young folks' time to win now. It's their time. Not to be corruptive, but to set things right where it should be. If you're going to make promises, accede to them. Keep them. But there's been way too many promises, and Jasmine Crockett could lead the way. Jasmine Crockett, the way I see things, and of course, my faith is just as small as a mustard seed, and hopefully it sprouts. The way that Jasmine Crockett goes about things, she could lead the charge. But then again, we don't want women as leaders. No. This is a man's world. Why would I have a woman leading me? Per se. Why would I have Jasmine Crockett leading me? Like, who gives a shit? Politics, I don't know how we take it and make it about we the people. I don't know how we make it about we the people. I don't know. We the people for the people. No. We, us, the people. You weren't considered a person. You were considered an animal. You were considered less than human. We the people.
And he decided to run and he won. And you could say it, I've seen it in congressional races, I've seen it in much lower races. Just the fact that you get out there, you can become president, you become governor, you become president, but you're halfway there just by running, getting on the ballot. Okay, let's see here. Skip.
Hey, I'm running for president. Yes, I am making the announcement, ladies and gentlemen, that I am running for president of the United States of America. I will be running. I need signatures. I am going to make a petition for people to sign their Hancocks onto a generated AI piece of paper stating that We-On-Loc Nation will become president of the United States of America in 2028. If this nutcase can do it, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. How many would vote for me? How many would vote for me? Anyone? Anyone? I'm dead ass. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. I am running for president of the United States. Gotta take a lot of money from people I know. We need a new political party. No, I'm going to run for president of the United States. And I'm going to hire advisors. I'm going to hire advisors. I don't need to be Jasmine. I'm going to have Jasmine be my vice president. Excuse you. We'll rule the world hand over fist. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? We'll rule the world hand over fist. Ain't nobody fucking with us. Are you crazy? Whenever I'm down, I'll just call it a sick day. Hey, Jasmine. No, seriously, I am going to run for president of the United States. And I'm going to appoint that Jasmine Crockett become my right-hand male. I don't know the proper word for that. You got my cool. Anybody else want to vote for me? Because I'm gonna put the petition up. Y'all think y'all playing? You think I'm playing? I'm going to put that petition up. And I'm gonna put my policies. I'm gonna put my policies in the comment section. I'm gonna put my policies up, and my policies. My first policy is education, and I'm gonna start here in the state of Nevada because we are second to dead last in education, still to this day. I'm gonna start off with that. Healthcare. Actually, before healthcare, the economy is just not where it needs to be. The economy is full of shit. We're gonna have to fix some things, people. We're gonna have to fix some things to set things right. And then there's the healthcare system. We're gonna stop all funding going to that war. Bring our troops home, those who are left. Come up with a peace treaty to get these people off of our backs and ensure that nothing happens to Americans. Otherwise, we will retaliate. Let me see. Okay. I'm not gonna spill the entire tea. But I am going to guarantee you that if I get in office, I just need some endorsements. If I get into office and my name is on the ballot, do not let whoever's running against me win. So I am running for president of the United States.
Skippy. The Democrat Party's favorability in America stands at a record low, according to the. Yeah, this is true. Well, everybody in politics, generally speaking, has low favorability. That's definitely true. The thing to remember, though, is that Donald Trump has a record favorability going on right now, like never before seen. It's not the Democratic Party has a great one, but anybody has anything better than his. Obama said that Cambridge. So, Mike, Obama said the Cambridge police officer acted stupidly and he was forced to walk his comments back with Skip Gates. That's right. That's the famous beer summit incident where Skip Gates somehow was arrested at his own home for absolutely nothing, really. I think it was a failure to obey charge, something fake like that. And of course, Obama stated the obvious, which is that the officer did do the wrong thing. To be black in Cambridge, and all of a sudden he's sort of in this position where, I've got to apologize, and there's a beer.
So basically, go to Laura Live. She has quite a bit of subscribership. I'm still trying to build up on mine. Hopefully, in my lifetime, me, her, and others will link up and try to figure out how we're going to, I don't know, we'll make some good content. We're going to have to try to figure out a solution to some problems that are going to be coming up because a lot of issues are occurring, mainly our money being taken and thrown overseas, about $200 billion worth for this so-called fake war. I said that before and I'll say it again. And then, of course, Robert Mueller, Donald Trump is saying that this man is glad that he's dead. It's just like, that's not how presidents should talk like that. But I digress. Just go out and check out her channel. Check out Reese Waters' channel. Reese Waters cracks me up, dying laughing. But I'm gonna have to put this to a close. But remember, we're gonna start promoting Jasmine Crockett real heavy, real soon. I got some time coming up this week. Sometime Thursday or Friday, I'll go on live and I'll start gathering up I'll put up some strategies or gathering up plans, and even throwing a couple of throwing some merch. Jesus Christ, throwing some merch, and for the people to get the product and let her know that we are riding for her if she wants to run for president of the United States. I'm not just throwing that out there just to throw that out there. I want her to really run, but that's just me. It's me. That's just how I am. And there's a lot of people in the chat who want to support her too in that round. And we all know that's a big responsibility, a very big responsibility. People say she ain't ready. She ain't never gonna be ready. She was never ready for the Senate. She was whooping ass. She was whooping ass. She was whooping ass in Congress. She will whoop ass in the Senate. Now, let me get the hell out of here before I stumble and fall. But I want to thank everybody in the chat for participating. Love each and every single one of you. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I might see you later on tonight, but then again, you might not want to be there for this one. This is one of my old ones. My old content from yesteryears. The ones that I said that I would never do again. Some things that just came up, and a friend of mine, he is indicted for some crazy reason. Maybe because of some mail fraud. I don't know, but I gotta find out something. I might do it, I might not, but if I do it, you will be the first to witness it. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Take it easy.